Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of GMS who taught me the truth. Yahweh is the true name. Through the world calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah. His true name, Yahweh. Yahweh Shai is the true name. Who people call Jesus Christ, which is the Savior, the children of Israel only. And you real Israelites out there, or the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians of Indian and Negro descent, scattered abroad, waiting on Yahweh Shai to deliver them from the heathens, their enemies. And I wanted to do this quick lesson on how we really don't have to worry about what's about to come, on the planet, right? Famine is coming. I can't say that enough because Bill Gates is already buying a lot of the so-called farms already. He wants to put his own, basically he wants to own, everything that we eat. He wants to know what we eat. And Esau is really trying to play God. In these last days, Esau, he's trying to be the Most High. But this is really nothing new under the sun. It's just that this is the last thing that Esau is going to do, basically. He's trying to establish that NWO and basically have all of humanity, mainly the Israelites, as his personal slaves forever. But the Lord has other plans. But this is, let me stay on topic. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and 19. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread." And bread represents food. "And for great tribulation," right? And this is what's coming. Ezra is prophesying what would be happening in the last days, so-called Jacob's trouble. Okay? And, food is going up. Hyperinflation's basically here. Inflation is up, I think, 20% since 2020. And it really could be more, but that's just what they're saying, So things aren't looking too good. And you brothers and sisters that's in this truth, that's watching, the signs of the times, like Yahweh Shai told us to watch and pray, that, you should be happy and rejoicing in the spirit because we're almost out of here. We don't have too much time left. Okay? So now let me skip to verse 49. It's 2nd Esdras 15:49. "I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty." You see that? And a lot of people, your spouse is going to be put to death. Yahweh Shai is coming back to put a lot of people to death, mainly sinners. It says, "Famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death." And this is coming. This is what's coming, especially upon Babylon the Great. So, like I said, it's poverty and famine. And what the government is doing with the so-called pandemic, really it's a plandemic, they're wiping out the middle class, okay? So you're only going to be rich or poor. And in order to forge yourself in this so-called system, you're going to have to take the the MOTB, which that can be forced and established. It's already here. That can be enforced probably by the end of the year or sooner, So now let me skip to verse 56. It says, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, and whose the Lord chosen, the nation of Israel, saith Yahweh, even so shall Yahweh do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. And really the Most High is doing all of this. Yeah, of course, he's angry with the world and the sinners, and Yahweh Shai is going to destroy them. But really for what they have done to his people, his chosen people, the children of Israel, how they mistreated us, said that we were nothing, look at us as just bums, no good niggas, So that's really another reason why the Most High is going to send Yahweh Shai to destroy this place. Verse 57, "Thy children shall die of hunger," you see that? "And thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field." verse 58, they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh. And right, and that's coming back. You know, people gonna try to escape to the mountains while all hell breaks loose, you know, just to eat themselves, because a big famine is coming. And really, Yahweh is doing this for a purpose, because the Most High, he's in control of everything on the earth for his own agenda. This is the Most High's movie. And drink their own blood for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. Yep, so it's about to get really bad out here. So now let's go to 2nd Ezra 16 and 19. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. See, a lot of people, they're going to die when this famine comes. And if they escape, like it says in Amos 5, they escape just to get killed by the sword. And then it says, and the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. Yep. So these scriptures are lining up with each other. Okay, all the prophets, they saw the same thing. Ultimately, they just wrote it down in different perspectives or ways, right? So now let's get into how we don't have to worry about this, really. Now, of course, you're in the flesh, so you know, you think about this, but we know that Yahweh, he's not slack concerning his promise, you know, and his elect and the 1/3, the remnant. Of course, we're going to go through Jacob's trouble, go through things, but really, this is not for us, okay? This is for the wicked and the sinners. I want to start off with this real quick in Psalms 91. Psalms chapter 91. Really, bro, this whole chapter is amazing. Verse 5, Psalms 91 and 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, and that arrow is going into those missiles, nor for the pestilence, the diseases that walking in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasted at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come near unto thee. Right, and that's symbolic for a lot of people is going to be put to death. Just like it says in Jeremiah 25, 31 to 33, the slain of the Lord is going to be from the whole earth. You know, it's going to be many, according to Isaiah 66. So then it says, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Right, and we're going to see the reward of being wicked. Because all these famines and stuff, all these plagues that's coming to the earth is for the wicked. And we're about to get a Bible verse that proves that. Verse 9, it says, because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. You're right, because we made the Most High our refuge, our habitation. We took heed. We did what Noah did ultimately. We took heed to the warnings that he gave us. Right? We listened. We didn't buck up. We didn't mock the prophets. Verse 11, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Right. And when all hell breaks loose, Lord willing, the angels going to be with us. Now let's get Isaiah 65 and 13. It says, therefore thus saith Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Right, and Lord willing, we be of those men. We're going to be good. We're not going to be worrying about getting water, eating, you know, because the average person, they eat 3 times a day in this so-called society. But when that famine comes, they're going to be, I'm telling you, bro, people going to be on the edge, okay? Now, let's get this real quick, proving that it's for the wicked. It's not for us. This is Ecclesiastes 20, no. I think it's, I think it's 39 and 28. Yep. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which is in the fury lay on sore strokes. In a time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath from them that made them. So there's spirits that's created for vengeance, and they're happy to do the Lord's bidding, basically. They appease him that made them, which is Yahweh. Fire and hell and famine. You see how famine is it's a form of vengeance. That's what it's saying. In death, all these were created for vengeance. You see that? So now let's get 40. Yep. 40 and 9. It says death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, and that's about to come. Famine, you see that? It keeps mentioning that famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. You see that? So this is created for the wicked, not for the righteous, not for the elect and the 1/3. It's created for the wicked niggas and people out here. And it says for their sakes came the flood, and that's why Yahweh destroyed the first earth. Y'all know what I mean? This is the same earth, but he destroyed the earth the first time with water, but this time it's going to be with fire. Okay? So now let's get Proverbs 2 real quick. Let me see. Yeah, Proverbs chapter 2 and 22. It says, but the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. Right? So the Most High hates wicked people. They're going to be rooted out the earth. Okay? Now this world, you know, being wicked, you basically succeed in this world, you know. Esau gives you all this money for being wicked, but in the kingdom to come, you're going to be blessed for being righteous, how it's supposed to be, being righteous, not being a damn demon, you know. And this is how we're going to ultimately be saved out of this. Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby you have believed. Right, so we're going to be saved by our works and faith. Because, you know, like it says in James, you know, you got to have both of them, okay? You can't just say, I believe, and have no works or action, right? So that's how we're going to make it out of here. Keeping the laws to the best of our ability, being saved and having that faith. Okay, verse 8, shall be preserved from the sad perils. You see that? Preserved. And shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. So I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. And everything's predestinated. Okay. The time you woke up to this truth, it was already written. That was your lot. You're just going to wake up in this certain year. You're going to start teaching. You're going to watch the videos. You're going to take it serious. You're going to start keeping the commandments. Everything's predestinated. Okay, so I'm gonna get this real quick before we end it off. Second Ezra 16 and 74. It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith Yahweh. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves." Yep. So the Most High is going to guide them that keep His commandments, and really, that's how you obtain wisdom. Salakia. It's keeping Yahweh's commandments. That's what. That's why these people are bugged out, because they hate God's commandments, which they hate the Lord ultimately. And that's why the Most High is going to ultimately destroy them. Let me see what I'm looking for. I'll just read this. This is Sirach 1 and 20. The root of wisdom is to fear Yahweh, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. I like this one. Ecclesiastes 1:24. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. Yep. So let me get this last one. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 40. It says, "Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which the Lord thy power giveth thee forever." You see that? So we're supposed to keep the commandments, us and our children, to have a better long life on the earth. It's supposed to be ruled by the Israelites. Okay, so like I said, hopefully it was edifying, but we have nothing really to worry about. All this stuff that's about to come is really for the wicked. Okay, so shalom. On to the next one.